Ram Ram everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I am posting this video. I'm recording this tarot reading for the collector for my YouTube channel after a very long time. And I really missed you guys and thank you for staying. Thank you for waiting so patiently. Um, I hope you get your messages, advice for whatever that I am about to channel today. So, today's topic is all about how can you feel positive about your life situation. Like, I felt a very strong urge to do a reading about this particular topic, and we'll also be checking what patterns you need to release and how much progress you have already made, and also a guidance from the universe. So, these are the four questions that we will be checking. And for the first question, how can you feel positive about your life situation? I have already pulled cards for each of the pile. So this moonstone represents pile 1, this selenite represents pile 2, and this rose quartz represents pile 3. So whichever pile you feel drawn to, you can click that particular timestamp I'll be placing in the description. Hey Pailvan, if you chose this moonstone, this is going to be your reading. So, yeah, first we'll be looking into your card, which represents how can you feel positive about your life situation. So, we'll be pulling out a lot of tarot cards as well. Okay, so we have completion. Okay, so what I feel, Pailvan, is that you are about to complete a very major cycle in your life. It could be anything that just kept repeating, a cycle that kept repeating, and it's coming to an end. It's not like you just had to go through this process once. You had to go through this process like multiple times, and it happened because you were meant to realize a lot of things. Like you had a lot to learn by going through that same thing again and again. And now that you have realized a lot of these stuff, it's coming to a completion. It's coming to an end. This major chapter, this major cycle is actually coming to an end. And I also feel that whatever that was bothering you, like for whatever reason that you have picked pile 1, this is like a very strong reassurance that the situation that is bothering you, it's coming to an end. Like no matter how it looks to you right now, this is definitely headed towards the end, and you will feel a lot more calm, more and more calm about whatever the outcome is going to be. And you can see there is a puzzle piece. If you look closely this card, you can see there is a puzzle piece that is being fit to this face, into this third eye. So I feel this has a lot to do with your spirituality. It has a lot to do with your perception, like how you used to see things. So now that you have gone through all these turbulence and everything, your perspective has shifted. Like the way you look at things, it has changed a lot. It's literally like 360-degree change, I could say. And how can you feel positive about your situation, life situation? So with this completion card, I also feel that you need to listen to your inner voice. There is something about you being calm, you being still at every situation. Like, no matter how chaotic it might be around you, no matter how messed up it might look, like, look alike. Like, it could be very chaotic, it could be very messed up in the 3D, whatever you witness. But the more you stay calm, the more you meditate, the more you listen to your inner voice, the more you listen to your intuition, the more you are still throughout this situation, the more you are going to feel positive. It's more like your guides are asking you to stay immune, to not to give even like a tiny reaction to whatever this is around you. It could be like a very toxic family situation, it could be like a toxic uh, work environment, or it could be just energies, something around you. But you are asked not to react, not to react. And that is how you can actually stay like, it can actually make you feel more powerful. The more you practice this stillness, the more you try to stay very calm, like very still, you're going to experience how much power you have over the situation. It shouldn't be vice versa, because when you give that reaction pile one, it proves that whatever that thing is, it has a lot of control over you. But if you are being calm, if you are just being immune, it's going to prove that you are powerful than this thing, and nothing can actually control you. I think that is a very powerful message that is coming for you, pile one. And yeah, so for the next question, we'll be checking what patterns you need to release. So for this particular thing, I'll be okay. First, I would like to check how much progress you have already made. I wanted that to be the second question. Yeah. Okay, so how much progress pile one has already made in releasing all these blockages, all these patterns that are holding them back? How much progress pile one has already made? How much progress pile one has already made? Okay, we have three of swords, we have two of swords, and we have nine of swords. Okay, pile one, you have a lot of swords in your reading, and with the completion card you can see it is being pointed to the mind. Again, it represents thoughts. So swords represents thoughts in tarot. And I feel like there is a lot that you have to process, and there is a lot that you're still processing in your mind. It's all in your mind, like whatever that you have faced, it's something that you did. It kind of hit you mentally, and you had to struggle with all those thoughts. You had to process it, you had to gain a very fresh perspective. So it's all in your mind. So I feel this has a lot to do with uh, like your thought pattern. And a lot of these things I feel is some sort of self sabotaging tendency. Like you could be having this thing, you could be doing this thing knowingly unknowingly, where if something happens, like if something bad has happened, you keep remembering it, and um, you keep guilt shaming yourself, like guilt tripping yourself, and you keep inflicting that pain knowingly unknowingly by replaying all those memories, by saying harsh words. And you just tend to forget, like the way you speak out of, because you are in pain, you speak some harsh words, you take some harsh hard decisions, due to which you might also end up hurting people around you. Like unknowingly you might do that unknowingly, because your decision making process is so much blinded by the kind of pain that you have experienced in your mind. And this might have happened like a lot of times, where you had to take a decision, and instead of being unbiased, you kind of ended up hurting the people around you who actually had good intentions towards you. So I just feel you kind of lack that discernment power, like how to speak, with whom do you speak with gentle words, and to with whom you should be bit cold. I feel you kind of lack that discernment power, and that is because there is a lot that is going in your mind, and it's difficult for you to make that call, like what should I actually speak, how should I frame my sentence, and all of that. And with the nine of swords, I feel like whole day you kind of live in denial, like you're fine, you're happy, you're cool and everything. You put up this um, face like everything is fine, all is well. But when it comes to night time, it just crawls to your surface, all those thoughts, and you just feel very bad about it. And you see a lot of dreams and you're not able to sleep, like even your sleep cycle seems very disturbed to me. So, first thing is, this is the pattern I'm seeing. I said already, this self sabotaging tendency where you keep replaying all those memories instead of resolving it then and there, instead of instead of re-narrating that story, not from the victim state but like a narrator, because that does have a lot of impact. Like when you keep narrating the story like you're the victim, you are the victim, it has a different kind of impact. But when you say the particular story from a third person's perspective, that is when you actually come out of it. So that is something you need to do. I feel that you have defined your identity over all those betrayals. Like your character, if someone has to, like if you have to make an introduction about yourself, you will only speak about betrayals, you'll only speak about all those friendships that kind of hurt you, all those people who hurt you. It's all about pain. Like you have made this identity around the pain that you've experienced, that you just feel like you have been through so much and it should define you. That is how you see all those past betrayals. Because this is something that you need to let go, pile one, because this is not who you are. You are a person with all those good qualities, also all those bad qualities, but these incidents, whatever happened, it shouldn't define you. It might define like a lot of things, but it's not your whole personality. And I also feel that you should take up some spiritual practice like very seriously, so that you nullify a lot of negative influence of certain planets. Like I feel Saturn and Moon could be very much influencing, like heavily influencing you. And it can be nullified only through a very strict spiritual practice, like chanting mantras or doing meditation, but you have to be like very very regular. So how much progress you have already made? I feel that you are very close to like realizing. I feel you're purging a lot, there is a lot that is coming to the surface. People around you might not be aware about this, but I can see in your energy where you're going through a lot. And I do feel a heaviness around my chest, like there is a lot of pain, lot of things that you need to process. And I would say, instead of being rational, instead of being very instead of being in denial, I would say you can just talk about it to someone, or just maybe write it down and then burn that paper, or just tear it away, so that you just feel like it's released from your system, something like that. That will help. That will definitely help. Okay, let me just adjust my tripod. It's kind of falling away. Okay, now it is fine. Yeah, so also, are you crying a lot these days, Pilwan? I just feel like you're crying a lot. I'm so sorry if that's the case. I'm sending you a lot of positivity, lots of love, healing energies. I just feel very bad. No one should go through this. And I am with you, Pilwan. I am with you. Okay, so what exactly you need to release? So we'll be checking that. My tripod keeps falling away. Okay. Yeah, so how much? Okay, what patterns you need to release? What patterns pile 1 need to release? What patterns pile 1 needs to release? Okay. I wish I had a bigger table. Okay. Surrender to non action. You know how everything is related to your third eye. Look at the look at the pattern again. There is again third eye. You can see this. So it's more like you really have to have a very fresh perspective about a lot of things. So now is the time to be still and not act. Wow. Your message is very much like on point. You can see now is the time to be still. This is what I have been saying from the beginning. Pile 1. So now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your power. Let others come to you. So I feel like somewhere you feel like you're alone. No one is talking to you. Everyone just left you. Something like that. But Pilvan, I feel that people have nothing to do with you. Like it's not like they hate you or something like that. It's just how people are. Like some people they just don't like other people and that's totally fine. It doesn't have to define you. So you are asked to be very still and very calm and not to take any action out of impulse and try to breathe in, breathe out, and let others come to you. So you don't have to chase anyone here. People will come to you. Whoever is being drawn to you, they will be drawn to you for whatever that you are radiating, and you don't have to chase, you don't have to put in the work. You're just asked to be very still, and that's all what you need. That's all what you need. Okay. And there is also a lot of blue color. Blue color could be significant. Blue again represents the third eye. Okay. Let's pull out one more card to understand what can pile one release. Okay, surrender fear. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on the solution, celebrate every baby step forward. Wow. Now, this is also something I have been telling you, pile one. You have to keep you have to stop narrating all those stories like this person left me, this person betrayed me, what if it happens again. Like you really need to stop replaying all those memories, all those stories. If you are someone who keep narrating all those stories, you need to stop that immediately. You're doing that because you are very much scared, like you will be left out, like alone and all of that, which is not actually true, because this was something that you had to learn, that you had to settle since lifetimes. And you're asked to stay in the moment, you're asked to focus on solutions instead of all those problems that you have faced. And whatever steps that you are taking, whatever small steps that you are taking, small efforts that you are putting to come out of this situation, you are asked to celebrate that. So that's how you can restore all those joy and you can overcome that fear. Okay, let's pull out a guidance from the universe. Guidance for pile 1. Guidance for pile 1. Surrender to sleep and rest to prevent burnout, slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. So I feel that you need a lot of alone time, and that's why universe has kept you alone. That's why universe has removed like every single person from your life, because you really need to focus all those energy, attention, love towards you. You need it the most. You do need your attention the most, and you have to get very good amount of sleep, very good amount of rest, very good amount of sleep. You have literally exhausted yourself, pile one. So please don't do that. Stay quiet, Go to a quiet place maybe, and try to have good amount of sleep, because your mind, body and spirit, it needs the most. So please take this advice, and I hope you heal out of this situation. I pray that you come out of this situation very strongly. I hope this reading resonates with you. Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching. Hey pile 2, if you chose this selenite, this is going to be your reading. So, for the first question, how can you feel positive about your life situation? We'll be checking your oracle card. Okay, we have success. Interesting. Hmm. Have you been thinking about like finding success in your life, like your career, some aspect in your life where you are actually like waiting to be successful, waiting to be noticed, waiting to be recognized for your efforts, for your talents, something like that. Okay. Um so I think this is showing, this card is more like showing up like you are meant to experience that success that you are seeking, like it's all coming. And maybe you are also waiting to be recognized for your efforts, like you want people to cheer you up, you want your team to recognize your efforts, maybe you want your family to recognize your efforts, something like that. And I feel like pulling more cards for this. I'll pull one more card. How can pile 1 feel positive about their life situation? How can pile 1 feel positive, sorry, pile 2 feel positive about their life situation? Okay. So we have fighting. Hmm. Okay. Okay, pile 2. What I feel is whatever position that you want to acquire in your life, you could be seeking a position in your company, the company that you work in, or maybe you are trying to seek that position in your family, like you want a status, you want your family members to see you in a certain way, like one particular, I could say, like you want to be recognized for that power and everything. And you're asked to show up like a warrior here, and you are that fighter. You you are fighting this battle, and universe does recognize this. And you're definitely like you're truly a fighter, you're truly a warrior who has fought like a lot of battles alone. And universe does recognize that. So whatever that you have been struggling to acquire in your life, you have to show up like a fighter, you have to show up like a warrior, like you have to show up like you're actually good at it, because you are good at it. You're good at fighting. You have earned this thing. So if someone has ever made you feel guilty, like you don't deserve this thing, why are you boasting about yourself, why are you boasting about your struggles and everything, they have no right to say that, because you really deserved whatever kind of recognition that you're having, whatever kind of there is something in the way the, like your family members see you, it has kind of shifted. Maybe they used to see you as someone who is not successful, someone who is not that worthy or something like that, but you fought this battle and you changed it. You changed their perspective towards you, and they have started recognizing that you truly are a fighter. And they might have underestimated your strength a lot, but that was never true. Like if they have ever told you like you are a very weak person, you are someone who doesn't deserve recognition, you are meant to be at a very low level, something like that, if they have made you feel that way, that is not true. And you really deserve a place, a very respectable, honorable place, a spot in your family, in your, I don't know why I keep saying family, maybe it's family for some, like most of you. Like you had to prove to your family members that you're actually good at a lot of things, and you are actually good at a lot of things. And like that's the kind of mindset that you need to have, that you truly deserve. You have fought for this, and you have earned your trophy, you have earned this respect. It didn't come to you freely. Like people might have said like, oh, you're just lucky, or it just came to you so effortlessly, but that story is not at all true, pile too, because you have gone through a lot, and you have fought this thing, and you have won this thing. So it's something you had to fight for. Maybe other people got it through luck, or maybe other people got it like very easily, but this was not your case. And I am literally here to validate all these things for you. Like I can see in your cards, you have showed up like a warrior. And this is something that your guides want to feed your mind. This is the kind of positivity that they want to bring in your life. So let's see how much progress you have already made. Okay, so let's see for pile 2, how much progress pile 2 has already made in breaking all these patterns. How much progress pile 2 has already made. Okay, two of pentacles, king of swords, ace of swords, and we have seven of wands. Okay, this is such a fighter energy. Like I have to say, you could be having a very strong Mars, a very supporting Mars, which is actually favoring you a lot, I could say. And I hope the cards are visible, or let me just adjust my tripod somewhere over here. Just a second. It's been a very long time I haven't recorded, so I have kind of forgotten how I used to set my tripod. I'm really sorry for interrupting the video. I think it's not better. Okay, I think the light is better now. Yeah. Okay. So what I feel, pile two, that you're thinking about your career. Definitely, you're thinking about your finances. Maybe you had this feeling like I want to earn money by myself, and you really had to take up like a lot of responsibilities, and you took all those actions. And I just feel this pile is already experiencing success in some or the other form. But somewhere I feel that you don't need this validation. Like you have really earned this thing. I don't know who is making you feel like you don't deserve this amount of success. You do deserve. Maybe people feel like you're just lucky enough, or you're just, you did some shortcut, but that's not the case. Like you really had to take a very long way. And but I feel somewhere you are not satisfied with your routine. It's more like you have struggled so much. You have taken up like lot of responsibilities. You have been like very rational, which actually helped you in achieving a lot of things. Somewhere you're not able to um experience that success in a certain way. Like you might have a lot of money right now, but you don't know like how to spend that money on yourself. Or it could be like your routine has become like so boring. There are like lot of responsibilities and you keep juggling, and it's like never ending. It just never ends. So you feel like you're stuck in this loophole where you don't find a way to experience things in a better way. Like it's the same thing that is like repeating over and over, and no matter what actions you have been taken and all of that, um, so I'm not seeing like there is something that you lack. I'm not seeing that you have not taken actions or anything like that. You have taken that, but there is a sort of boredom that has hit you. And I also feel that you are being a lot patient about, like you're very very patient about the results, no doubt about that. But somewhere it has kind of made you feel like it's not like you want to give up, it's more like you're just bored. You're just bored. So let's see what patterns that you need to break, what patterns you need to release in your life, what patterns you need to release. So, what patterns pile 2 needs to release in order to feel positive about this situation? What patterns pile 2 need to release? I also feel this pile is going to like you should plant more trees, is what I feel. It just came to my mind. Like gardening would really benefit you. Okay, surrender your addictions, whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, or working. Take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. So I feel whatever that you have done to come out of the situation, you have done it, you have overdone it. Like you have exhausted yourself. You have taken like a lot of responsibilities at once, and you just don't know how to rest. You just don't know how to rest, and you just feel like you have to constantly keep working, you have to constantly keep hustling, which has kind of exhausted your body, which has become like an addiction. Like this has become more like a coping mechanism for you, where you are just overworking yourself. You're hitting that spot, like you're burning out yourself and you're just done for the day. Like you really need to learn how to slow down and how to actually live a very slow life, because that will actually heal you a lot. And maybe that's why this boredom has hit. I think more than boredom, it's more like burnout. It's burnout. And you have to replace these addictions. Like this is again a bad addiction where you are constantly overworking until you burn out, which is again very bad. So you have to find like alternatives so that you don't again get caught in this overworking, you know, thing. And let's pull out few more cards. What should pile 2 release? What pattern pile 2 needs to release? Surrender to joy. Okay. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. Okay. So I feel there is this way in which you can actually connect to your inner child. Like there could be something that you might be doing as a child. When you were a child, it could really be like painting or sitting in a swing, going to a park, just playing in a beach, something like that. So it has to add all those stuff back to your life, so that you restore that joy in your life, because you really need it, pile 2. And also smile more. Maybe you always have this tough phase where you just you just like very serious. You always have this seriousness in your face, which is again not helping you. So just smile more. And no matter what the situation is, always try to dedicate a part of your day in just, doing something that actually brings you happiness, where you're not expecting the outcome, where you're not expecting anything in return. It's just a child who is just enjoying his playful nature, his joy, all that. So try to be that child at least for like 20 minutes a day. It will help you a lot. So let's pull out a guidance from the universe. So guidance for pile 2. Guidance for pile 2. Surrender the idea you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. If it doesn't work to try to fix someone, each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. I feel this is a very specific message for someone. Like, you might be thinking a person who is not good for you, you can fix them, something like that, and you should really give up that idea. You cannot fix anyone. It's not like you cannot fix, because some people really need to take accountability for their own actions. So they have a lot of learning to do, pile 2. So you really need to let go of that person. You think like, maybe I can fix them, maybe I can heal them, maybe I can give them advice which can fix them. It's not your responsibility. If that person is not receptive, it's due to some other reason, and it has nothing to do with you. So just let that person take that accountability. So that's all I can say for this pile. I hope this reading resonates with you. Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching. Hey pile 3, if you chose this rose quartz, this is going to be a reading. So, for the first question, how can you feel positive about your life situation? Let's see your oracle card. Okay, we have change. Okay, uh, this could mean a lot of things. Pile 3, like either if you're expecting a change in your life, it's coming, and it's also like you have to be ready to face that change, and you have to bring in that change, you have to adapt to that particular change. And I need to pull more cards for this so that I understand better, like what exactly is changing in pile three's life. So you can expect a lot of positive changes is what I feel. And let's see, what are these changes in pile three's life? Changes in pile three's life. Okay, rebirth. Wow, that is a very, very powerful message. Okay, we have rebirth with change. Hmm, I feel you're undergoing like a very powerful transformation, and the rebirth card here kind of represents like something that was not there initially. It could have been like this thing, whatever that you are good at, this thing that has actually come in your life like a blessing. It was never there since like lifetime, since years in your life, but you actually adjusted to a lot of changes, and this there is this new personality that is reborn. Like, You have undergone this transformation where you have come out like a new person who is much courageous, and equally courageous, and also like someone who is not. Now when I say courageous, I'm also seeing a side where you have this faith, a very strong faith. And maybe people try to change you a lot, people try to manipulate you a lot, but you always kept rebuilding yourself. You have refined yourself, you have refined your thoughts, your mind, body, and spirit to an extent that no one can actually tame you. Like, people do see this lioness kind of energy in you, which is like very courageous, which is not afraid to walk, all those lion qualities. And there is so much positivity that you carry. Like, you're not influenced, you're not manipulated by anything else. And whatever this situation that you have been thinking in your mind, it has actually led to this version of you. And I also feel like you had to go through like a lot of changes in your life, very huge changes in your life, which actually made you this person that you are today. And a lot of things are reborn in your life. Maybe you thought like this is the end of everything, but you also found that like there is hope. You kept that hope, and that's why a lot of things are again like reborn. I am also seeing a womb over here. Like, if you are thinking, if you are feeling like you want to have a child or maybe adopt a child, I feel like there are like a lot of good chances that can happen. And let's see how much progress pile 3 has already made. How much progress pile 3 has already made. Okay, tower, knight of wands, knight of swords. Okay. So there were like a lot of tower moments in your life which transformed you. And even though there were like a lot of moments that kind of broke down a lot of illusion you had in your mind, which kind of ended a lot of situations, a lot of relationships in your life, you just kept moving. You didn't stop. Like, you stopped for nothing, you just kept going. And that's why I feel like you have made like a very good progress. Like, you didn't hesitate to cut off people, you didn't hesitate to end situation, you always accepted ending as a blessing. And that is why I feel that you are just unstoppable. And you always have, you never lacked any direction in your life. Even though you didn't know your destination, you just kept going, you just kept accepting, and you just kept going. And that is such a beautiful mindset to have. Like, amidst this tower movement, like, people always give up, they feel like ending is everything, but I feel that you always had this thing in your mind like ending is definitely a new beginning, and you just kept going. So that is a very good progress that you have made so far, uh, pile 3. And maybe you have this thing like you want to relocate, or you want to go somewhere, an environment that is much more peaceful. If that is what you are thinking, you're actually going in the right direction. Like, you do need a relocation. Like, if you needed that validation from this reading, if you feel like, oh, I cannot relocate, or maybe that will never happen, that's not true. Because that is something that you actually need, and you're already like halfway there. So no doubt about that. So let's see. I think this pile has bit anger issues, like, all that aggression that you channeled in the right direction. But I also feel somewhere you have to work on your anger issues. I do feel that very strongly. Let's see the patterns that you need to release. The kind of patterns pile 3 needs to release. Surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non defensive response. So, yes, like anger issues can actually make you feel very defensive. So, maybe whenever people ask you something, you just give a very brutal reply, even though you don't mean to hurt them, it just comes out that way. So, somewhere you have to bring that gentleness in your speech. Like, think before you speak and communicate in a way which actually empowers them rather than, lowering their confidence or something like that. So, like, before just bursting on them, bursting on them, your anger and all of that, try to listen to them. Maybe you will understand, like, you can speak better, you can communicate better. And yeah, something about your speech, also your anger issues, which also makes other people feel like you are unapproachable. So you need to change that. And you can actually communicate in a way which can motivate people. You can also communicate in a way where you can actually, bring them down, but the latter one is not going to help anyone. So why not be someone who can actually, like, you do have that power. You do have that power, you have that right aggression, but when you have to turn it into words, into a speech, I feel that it kind of backfires. So it's like you have this knife. You can use this knife to hurt someone. You can also use this knife to cut fruits and give it to someone, right? So you have to use whatever this aggression is in a good way, so that you uplift others rather than, cutting them down, shutting them down. So, like, if you have this perspective, like, if you feel like aggression means being this way, that is not true at all, because defensiveness is again a sign of weakness. So you have to think about it. You have to communicate in a very empowered way, and whatever the other person has to say, hear them out, and then give a very good response. So let's pull out few more cards what pile 3 needs to release. Oh, okay. So we have surrender your need to always be right. So I also feel that you argue a lot. Like, you always have this thing like, I am right, what I did is right. So this is something that you need to give up. Give others the gift of letting them be right by yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. So somewhere I think you get into a lot of arguments where you're constantly proving like, I am right, like you are wrong, pointing fingers and all of that. So sometimes, like, in order to keep relationships, in order to keep friendships, you have to, kind of compromise, and that is totally fine, because you can do that for your loved ones, right? It's again a love language where you are giving up your anger, you're speaking gently. So these are the things that you can say, like, you're actually, see, when you change something in yourself for your people, I think that is a very uh, strong form of, expressing love. It's not always gifts, exchanging gifts and all of that. It's more like you are ready to change bad things for them because you love them, and you're okay to change a lot of things within you. So sometimes you have to give up the arguments if you have to keep them, or else you'll just be left alone. Pile 3. Okay, so let's pull out one more card to understand what patterns pile 3 needs to release. Okay, we have surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's message about a person. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized, move forward. So I feel like you do interact with a lot of people, and sometimes you do feel like this person could be very, maybe that's why you have this side where you are defensive. Like, you meet so many people who are not actually having good intentions, and you have given them rude replies, you have been rude to them, that you end up being rude to even the good ones. So somewhere you have to cultivate that discernment power, and only your body, only your wisdom, only your intuition can tell you if you need to be gentle with your words or if you need to be rude. So that is something you need to understand, and you need to listen to your intuition about the person, like how to speak to this person. Should I be soft, or should I be a bit aggressive, or should I just not interact with them? So you really need to trust your intuition. I think your body kind of gives you a lot of signals when you are around a person who is not actually good for you. So that is your intuition speaking, and you have to honor it, you have to listen to it. That is your physical body trying to protect you. So there's a lot of message that is coming for this pile. Okay, you can also wear an amethyst. Amethyst is going to help you a lot. And a guidance for this pile, pile 3, guidance for pile 3, guidance for pile 3. Okay, surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolve a dilemma is to take a breath, center yourself, regroup. Okay, so yeah, if you're frustrated about like a lot of things, or maybe about yourself, uh, you have to get this thing out of your system, because it is not going to open any doors for you. So you have to work on all these heavy emotions that you feel, and that is when good changes are going to come in your life. So I hope this reading resonates with you. Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.